Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Steve on Steve Plays Crisis in the Kremlin. So, the last time we successfully started our playthrough, we did what we had to do with our budget and with our ministers and with some key external decisions. And hopefully, in this episode in the future, these decisions start really paying off. So, let's get into it. So these congresses, it's a bit tricky because you seem to spend political power to attack your enemies, but at the beginning it's useful because it helps you get the Stalinists into the majority. So attack the moderates, and let's see. You see the Stalinists are already at 50, almost at 50%. We need them to be at 50%. Um, let's see, can we do the Pact of Friendship with China? Oh, we've already done it. To invite them into Comic Con, we need to finish this year, which is fine, but also hopefully by that time we'll have enough science to get the lunar program to boost China's relations. All right, the oil crisis, the evil event that ruins everything. All we can really do is try to slow down the decline in oil prices. So let's go here and see if we can squeeze a bit more. Yeah, you can usually get a 7. Yeah, I guess the 7 is the best we can do. And now you increase taxes. And people usually hate this, but also things should be improving. Well, okay, great. Immediately, lots of unhappiness. Um, it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do. Let's see. Do we have 50% Stalinists? Yes, we can start supporting. Ooh, nope, we don't have enough political power, as always. Kashmir, India is still winning. Let's send some money to. Okay, we need more political points. The Mir station should be expanded. Um, yes, we should. Science is always good. All right, we have political points. Let's send weapons to Afghanistan so we have more control. And I think if India win the Kashmir war, you get a quicker resolution to the Afghanistan war. But I cannot confirm that. I am just not sure. Also, we want to support left terrorism in America. Look, the Gaullists are already in charge in France, which means as soon as our economy is sorted out, we need to start putting some money into United Nations and into diplomacy and shit. So France hates us less. Let's keep going. End of a 5-year plan. Let's increase demands. That seems to work in improving your economy. Competitiveness is not improving as much as I hoped, which is terrible. Let's put more money into it. Let's see, how's it going? Nope. Religious education, leave it as it was, whatever. Anti-alcohol campaign, excellent. Continue price rising. So let's see, competitiveness is increasing, but let's keep pouring more money into it and into computerization. Why not? Let's see how's everything else doing. Forgery is decreasing, corruption is decreasing, level education is decreasing. That's not good. We need to put some money into that soon. Um, Everything else, even luxury, is increased. So intellectuals are not feeling too loyal, which isn't great. All right, the colonel from Sverdlov. That's of course Yeltsin. We reject him. We don't need people like him. So we have enough science to do the lunar station. But let's wait until the end of the year so we can make sure we get China into our sphere. India is still winning there. That's great. Do the French hate us? Yeah, they hate us a lot. Bombing of Libya. This is another important event. Launch a Soviet military operation in Libya. So that's great. Now we have Egypt and Libya as part of our alliance. I think this improves, obviously, our whole economy because of more trade. But also, I think, okay, sometimes I think it improves the oil trade, or at least eventually. Let's see, how's our competitiveness looking? Okay, it's improving steadily. And you see, export is already increasing, so that's great. Let's put more money into it. Eventually, we will have put enough, and we can start actually investing in other things. Unearned income. So this event is about basically making more capitalist kind of free market reforms, and we reject it. In fact, we work on the opposite law to make it more communist, right? Um, so let's keep going. Our army strength is still high. India is still winning. Everything is great this year so far. Moscow City Committee. Again, Yeltsin is back. We block his candidature. Fuck him. Let's see. Foreign Ministry. Warsaw Pact. That's fine. Foreign policy coexistence. I see mutual aid between allies. That's a good one because this Helps you spend less money on allies and all your friendly countries at the beginning, which is good. So okay, we're starting to get a lot more money. Competitiveness is increasing a lot. That's great. Um, let's keep increasing our spending. Computerization as well is improving our economy. So everything's just looking great. I think it all just kind of there's all these feedback loops in this game which improve everything, like industry and stuff like that. Continuation of the detente. All right, this is a great event. It lets us improve relations. Make the concessions, but only for strategic weaponry. So that improves our relations a bit, but also doesn't piss anyone off in our country and our leadership, etc. Let's keep going. Spies in the embassy do nothing. Okay, so we're improving relations with America, right? We're being friendly. No problems with the Americans. And yet, things are looking better. Competitiveness is improving a lot, so that's great. Soon we'll be able to put money into other things. Not quite yet. Um, Unhappy flag. I was just about to say this event is going to happen again, but there we go. Um, okay, Reagan is again trying to provoke us. Do nothing. All right, keep American relations nice and cool. They're actually increasing, which is great. I never thought that was actually possible as a sort of Stalinist run. I always thought it was kind of inevitable that relations will just, go through the floor every time. But apparently not. So let's see, competitiveness is improving a lot, so that's great. It seems that there's some kind of threshold. I'm gonna improve this a bit. Oh, actually, yeah, I plan to improve education, so I should do that. Or else we're gonna have a naughty event, which I'm gonna try to avoid. Private business. Refuse, of course. What are they thinking? We're trying to do some kind of capitalism up in here. Um, Everything's quiet. Let's see. Yeah, education is decreasing still. I'm gonna try to fund it a bit more. Hopefully that'll be enough. We'll see. How's India doing? Kashmir is Indian. Excellent. Invite into Comic Con. Great. So that's gonna give us a nice little boost to our economy in the long run. Everything is quiet. Everything is quiet. Great. We love to hear it. All right. Education is still decreasing. That's not great. Intellectuals are still not happy. That's also not great. Um, so I'm gonna put a bit into education, and I'm gonna put more into our special services. Finally, they deserve it. They do good work. All right, I'm gonna give more money to them, get them more powerful. Um, all of our things are looking pretty high, actually. Everything's great. As you can see, agriculture doesn't really decline. Intellectuals are still not happy, which is unfortunate. Army is still nice and big and strong. Export and competitiveness keep going up, which is great. You see, it's the end of 1986, and our economy is improving, so that's great. Um, I think we'll keep raising funding for the KGB for a bit. Hopefully that helps with our problems. And then I'll start funding diplomacy and such because France is very important to get them kicked out. There's elections in Korea. We can't really do anything about it, so it is what it is. Let's keep going. Anti-alcohol campaign, my beautiful favorite event. We also have enough political power to open the Interior Ministry. And this is a very important one here. State structure. So, because of our careful management, we've managed to keep loyalty in all the republics very high, above a. Oh my God, it's actually very, very high. It's at maximum, I think, and that means we can take this cheeky little event, not an event. We can change the state structure from a federation to a fake federation, or even a unitary state. So the republics, they have no independence anymore basically, which means keeping them under control is going to be a lot easier. So that's great. So that solves a lot of problems for us. Well, at least I think so. We have a bunch of money now. I'm going to put a lot of it into the special services, and I'm going to put the rest into culture a little bit. Let's see what else. What else? What else? Some loose change. Where should we throw it? Ideally into competitiveness, but it's still steadily rising, so we're okay there. This is also one thing I've learned. When I used to play this game before, I didn't really usually look at these screens, but they are actually so very, very important. Level education is finally improving. Environment is declining, so I guess environment is where that money is going to go. Um, Environmental support. You see, this diplomacy stuff we need to start improving as well. Unhappy intellectuals. Fuck's sake. All right, transfer some money. All right, this is okay. You see, if you've if you've ever watched my previous playthroughs, our money usually plummets a lot, but we're managing to keep afloat more or less. All right, Iran-Iraq conflict. Finally, some important events that will actually impact a lot of things. So, Iran and Iraq are fighting. We can make an intervention, and you see, we get to choose either in Iran or in Iraq. There's a later event that lets us to intervene in Iran. So I think this order is preferable. So Iraq is where we go. Our Navy and Special Forces began a military operation in the Persian Gulf when bribery of local officials and the armed uprising of communists, the government of Saddam Hussein fail, etc. Marvelous. So Iraq is now under our control. For free, basically. Let's send some more money to Afghanistan, steadily getting better over there. Eventually we'll get an event to do the same in Iran. At the moment we don't really have money to start influencing anything outside of these few nations, but we're getting there. De-escalation. So, time to improve relations with America. We'll elude them to potential withdrawal. And look at that. Relations with America are almost at an all-time high. Let's keep going. Significant meeting. GDR wants to unite with Germany. We'll frighten them. We can't let that happen, of course. And now we're making a solid amount of money. Look at that. Everything's fine. Intellectuals are still disloyal, those bastards. Competitiveness is still improving, but not as much. Aha. So now is the time to put a bit more money into competitiveness, into civil technology. 210, that should be enough for now. To improve it a little bit. Liberalization in Poland, that's not good news. We send an army, of course. Liberalization GDR, also not good. This is why it's also important to keep your army nice and strong. House competitiveness looking much better. What else needs some help? Everything else seems to be fine. See, luxuries are even increasing now, which is great. Intellectuals are still very fucking unhappy, and that really annoys me. So I'm gonna keep believing my theory that putting money to social services saves that, but I'm not sure. Liberalization in Czechoslovakia, we crushed them, of course. We have 1,000 science, which we've had for a while, and now I'm gonna do the Lunar Research Station. Liberalization in Hungary. Oof. So Hungary is now a Western democracy. That's not great. What can we do to change that? Set Leninisms. Oh, well, that was easy. Alright, Socialist Republic. They're very unloyal though, so we'll send them some military aid, which improves loyalty and reduces liberalization, so that's great. Alright, so Hungary's fine, I should think. Let's see. Intellectuals are still pissed. Let's improve our state mechanism a bit. That usually helps with everything. Let's see how are things playing out over here. Everything's fine. Where's my famous space event? Pay tribute to our comrade, sure. Liberalization of Bulgaria, great. Same shit back over there. Oh, I can't set Leninism. Aha, we set a military base, and now we set Leninism. Excellent. Send them some military aid, why not? That should be fine. Romania, declare the ruler a traitor. A special event that Romania gets. We get to overthrow Ceausescu, and Romania gets firmly put in its place. Moon Research Station, finally. Show the Soviet victory to the world. Amazing. Alright, you see China is very pleased with us. Invite them into Comic-Con. Marvelous. We're going to start making loads of money off of that. That's great. Eventually, if we can keep our relations high with China, which we will try to do by funding the UN and stuff, we can eventually get this and also a pipeline and increase our money making by quite a lot. So everything's going really well. I'm going to make myself Generalissimo, because that helps with loyalty and stuff and power, and also it's important not to change these things too often because that increases corruption and stuff. Let's see, intellectuals are still disloyal, so more money to the special services, and by the end of the game you really want the special services very loyal. Let's see, competitiveness, will it increase? Intellectuals are unhappy, fuck them, they can have some money, that's okay, we have reserves. One of our comrades is dead. It's fine, we'll pay him some tribute. Relations are very high with China, in fact. We can invite them to the Warsaw Pact next year, which is a shame that we can't do it sooner. Get a bit closer with them. Relations are actually improving with France, which is great. But we should put some more money into UN and stuff like that. Let's see. Competitiveness does not seem to be increasing. All right, launch the military operation in Iran, of course. We spent a bit of money, but there we go. Look at that. We have 2 new countries that are our friends. They're going to be buying shit from us. Let's see. Foreign films. Only send our films to the West, of course. We'll make a bit of money from that, it seems. Or at least a tiny bit. Let's put a bit more money into competitiveness because it doesn't seem to be increasing that much anymore. 230, let's say. African Che Guevara. We support Compaor. And there we go. We have a permanent ally now in Africa, Burkina Faso. Doesn't seem that great, but it is what it is. So not a lot of these countries are feeling very revolutionary, so that's a shame. We need a lot of these American countries to flip, and we don't really have the money to do it right now. Competitiveness is increasing again. We're making some money. I'm going to increase computerization. A lot of these choices may seem pretty arbitrary, but they seem to work for me. At least they worked for me once already. Everything is quiet. Relations are high with everyone. Are they still improving with France? A little bit. When we start really putting money into relations, let's see. Competitiveness is still increasing, so I'm going to put some money into the United Nations. Everything is quiet. Alright, everything's increasing. And if you've been paying attention, you'll see that America is starting to suffer a bit in a lot of things. As long as we keep our military strong and our economy improving, America will continually deteriorate, which is great for us. Presidential elections, we don't intervene, we can't afford it. And let's see the state of our country at the moment. That's a pretty good start, I'd say. Everything is improving. We got high competitiveness, we got low corruption. It's still there because of some of those bribes we sent to the republics. Opposition strength is 0, environment is fine, everything is fine. And so I think this is a pretty decent point to end this second video. We're 1988, we've almost won, hopefully. So thank you again, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave any comments, any ideas, any thoughts, any suggestions in the comments below. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, thanks. Bye.